organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming your way tonight, the University of Iowa has a new ranking, but some people aren't happy.
And join me later in the weather studio. We'll see how much longer we're going to be sliding the class.
And freezing in the cold, learn how people in one occupation escape the elements.
And in sports, the postseason is around the corner for Iowa women's basketball.
All this coming your way next.
You're watching Daily Iowan TV. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Hannah Thompson.
And I'm Blake Jorgensen.
Free speech is keeping the University of Iowa in headlines. Yesterday, the Foundation for Individual Rights in Education named the university on their top worst colleges for free speech in 2014. Reasons for the title include the university's response in December to visiting Professor Sirhat Tanya-Lakar's KKK statue effigy. The university made Tanya-Lakar remove the statue and sent an email later that day apologizing to the public about the statue. The foundation president, Greg Lukianov, published the article detailing the list and saying in a statement, if the UI were serious about its legal and moral obligations to protest freedom of speech, it would apologize to Tanya-Lakar for failing in its duty to reject demands for censorship.
Iowa City's 21 ordinance may soon be eliminated. Two Iowa senators introduced Senate File 208 in the Iowa legislature, which would allow anyone above the age of 19 to enter bars or establishments that serve alcohol after 10 p.m. This Friday is the first funnel deadline. The bill will have to meet procedural requirements in the legislature. If the bill becomes law, Iowa City will have to let 19 to 20-year-olds enter bars after 10 p.m. And while there might be more students hitting the bars, even more might be filling seats in Kinnick Stadium. This fall, students can purchase football season tickets for $125. That's $50 less than last year's price of $175. Discounting tickets is an effort by the athletic department to increase student attendance. In 2014, ticket sales were just above 6,000. Though the price is cheaper, there's a catch. In order to receive the discounted price, students need to buy their tickets by May 15th.
And access to medical marijuana in Iowa may become easier to obtain in new legislation. State Democrats want to expand access for the drug in state-run dispensaries for persons with multiple chronic diseases, including cancer, epilepsy, and multiple sclerosis. The Iowa legislature approved a bill last year for cannabis oil, but it didn't legally establish a place to produce and dispense the drug.
It's not hard to see that Iowa City is constantly under construction, and during the winter months, the job is a bit more difficult. Nick Fisher shows us the challenges construction workers face.
Cranes, trucks, and orange fencing. You see it on your walk to class and your drive around town, and here in Iowa City, construction is widespread. Both freezing temperatures and harsh winter winds, construction workers face even tougher working conditions.
To dress and not be able to move freely, with having a lot of heavy clothing on, gloves, that type of thing, and not being able to have the mobility that you do when you're not in the cold.
And much of the construction going on is happening here on the University of Iowa campus.
Whether it be here at the Iowa Memorial Union, or even here at the site of the new College of Music.
Workers are enduring tough conditions across the city to ensure that the job gets finished on time.
Having to clear the snow from different areas wherever you're working, that creates, more of a hazard, obviously, than in the summertime. You don't have to deal with any of that. So,
some of the greatest challenges workers face have to do with the inability to complete some tasks. When the ground is frozen, concrete can't be laid properly, and only so much digging is possible. And with spring approaching, workers will have to look out for more water and mud as the frost melts. Reporting from Iowa City, Nick Fisher, Daily Iowan TV.
And still to come, staying healthy as a college student. A look inside the health fair.
And in sports, a look at a gymnast with a unique talent. Guys, I know I'm tired of the ice and slush. I feel like a lot of people are feeling the same way.
Absolutely.
That's right, guys. Today we asked people on social media to send us their pictures of all this ice that we had outside. And Hannah, I think this first one is yours. Can you tell us a little bit about where that is?
Yes, I was walking downtown and they had one path cleared, but I didn't stay on the path and slipped maybe a couple of times. So
Well, at least they got one path paved the way for people. This next photo by David Harb, this is a good one. You can tell that the T.N. Cleary walkway was a complete sheet of ice this morning. And these other ones by Rachel Winfield, she has the parking lot, of course, ice filled, and then her car, her windshield. Tough to scrape off all that ice. Thanks, guys, for sending us those pictures. Looking ahead into tomorrow, temperatures are going to drop back down, starting out the morning at only 8 degrees. As the afternoon rolls around, temps will creep up into double digits and even into the teens. Expect a high of 16 degrees. And at night, it will remain chilly at about 10 degrees. Expect a little bit of cloud cover all throughout the day. But guys, our extended forecast looks more than promising. In fact, I think you're all going to like what you get starting this weekend. Friday temps are going to shoot up. Look at that high of 41 degrees and clear skies. And it just keeps on going. 44 on Sunday and the start of next week as well, up into the 40s. Guys, I got to say, I'm pleased with the weather we got ahead of us. It'll surely melt away all that ice that troubled us today. Back to you guys.
The UI's Student Health and Wellness Division is hosting its annual Student Health Fair tomorrow afternoon, and they're expecting an impressive turnout. The group hopes to top last year's fair, which saw about 2,500 participants. All the stops are being pulled out with plenty of exhibits and activities being offered to draw in the big numbers. Organizers of the event, which is completely free, are hoping that the free cholesterol testing, health screenings, and nutritional and exercise information, and spring break tips to attract scores of students.
There's a lot of people out there that want these services, but the thing is they don't want to go to the doctor. They don't want to pay to have their cholesterol screening because it is expensive.
The health fair will be held tomorrow afternoon from 2:30 to 6:30 in the campus Recreation and Wellness Center. Now, plastic water bottles may start becoming a thing of the past. Daily Iowan TV's Katie Sextro has more about one group who's trying to make that happen.
A nationwide organization called Take Back the Tap is aiming to reduce plastic water bottle use and encourage the use of tap water. The U of I started their Take Back the Tap organization in the late 2000s, and former President Will Collier says that the group has made progress with people joining them in their goal of students drinking more tap water. But it will be a long journey before they have everyone on board.
I think it can be done here with the right pressure and the right support, and with kind of a institutional support as well. You know, it's something that can be done. It'll cost us a little money, but I think it's the right thing to do, and that's what we're going to work for over however long it takes.
The university is contributing to their goal by providing hydration stations around campus. These stations filter the water and then cool it, making it easier for students to drink clean tap water. High costs and installation difficulties are standing in the way of more being installed on campus, though. But as the university progresses, older water fountains may be replaced with these hydration stations eventually. One of Take Back the Tap's main goals is to eventually ban the use of plastic water bottles on campus. So you might start seeing less of these and more of these on campus. Reporting from the Journalism Building, Katie Sextro, Daily Iowan TV.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was in Washington today to address Congress. He spoke against the U.S. and its allies reaching any nuclear deal with Iran. He believes the deal would instead pave the way to Iran obtaining nuclear weapons. The address sparked a furious reaction from the Obama administration, who said the Prime Minister didn't offer any alternatives to the plan. And the jury selection was finalized today for the trial of alleged Boston Marathon bomber Johar Tsarnaev. The 18-member jury of 12 primary jurors and 6 alternates will determine whether Tsarnaev took part in the bombings, and they could impose the death penalty. Tsarnaev is accused of working with his brother to set 2 pressure cooker bombs near the Boston Marathon finish line in 2013.
And in Ferguson, Missouri, the U.S. Justice Department has found that during investigation, the city's police department and municipal court have engaged in racial discrimination towards African Americans. The investigation concluded they disproportionately target African Americans during traffic stops, jail sentences, and when using force. U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder ordered the investigations after the shooting of Michael Brown.
Postseason for Iowa athletics are upon us. Always a fun time of the year, Hannah.
That's right, Blake, and the Iowa women's basketball team will start with March Madness. Laura Belanda and Taylor Bartz are standing by with more. Ladies?
That's right, the Iowa women's basketball season is hopefully far from over as they prepare for the Big Ten tournament this weekend.
Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Taylor Brooks has a story on how the Hawks are taking the tournament heat.
And the regular season ended for the Iowa women's basketball team this past Sunday. Tears were shed, but with the Big Ten tournament coming up this weekend, the team could be shedding happy tears once again.
You know, now we have the opportunity, if we keep playing well, you know, play 3 games in 3 days. It's a lot better than last year. We had to play 4 games in 4 days for the championship game. So we know it's going to be hard.
The winner between 7th-seeded Nebraska and 10th-seeded Illinois will determine who the Hawks play. Both teams have been baggage in regards with Iowa.
I think we're going to be playing the winner of Illinois versus Nebraska. Illinois beat us earlier in the year, and we've swept Nebraska, but they've kind of been our nemesis in the Big Ten tournament, so this is a good year to turn that around.
Even with the Big Ten tournament the focus of the next week, the NCAA tournament is not far from reach to give the Hawks a chance to play on their home court again.
Just want to get our last for sure win on Carver. I think we're going to be here again, but
there's still a long week ahead though before Iowa travels to Hoffman Estates, Illinois. But with the game not being until the end of the week, it gives a chance for the team to breathe.
It gives them a chance to breathe. I mean, really, we have went from one game to the next, focus on the next opponent, this scouting report, this film, this, and it just gives us a little time to maybe, you know, heal physically and mentally, which I think this time of year, it's almost important to have an extra day off. It's important to have that just mentally as well as physically.
This has been Taylor Brooks for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawks will square up at the Sears Center on Friday night at 6 p.m. If they win, their next game will be the semifinals,
which is scheduled for Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. with the championship game set for a 6 p.m. tip-off on Sunday.
The 6th-ranked Iowa gymnastics squad is in full swing with the Big Ten championships coming up in late March. There is one Hawk that has developed a special talent alongside his gymnastics career. Chelsea Brown has more.
Thanks, guys. You may know the all-around junior Cyrus Dobre Moffitt, who put up an impressive first-place career best on the parallel bars against Penn State. But one thing you wouldn't know about this gymnast are the mean moves he takes to the dance floor.
Ever since I was little, I was dancing and I was doing gymnastics. My mom's a pretty good choreographer at floor routines for all her girls that she's always taught. But at the same time, I always grew up watching Michael Jackson and a lot of breakdancing, like You Got Served, movies like that. And because I'm a gymnast, the dancing came really easily, especially the breakdancing. People who dance and people who do gymnastics both have their own styles. So as I have my own style in gymnastics, I have my own style in dancing as well. My style is kind of aggressive but sharp at the same time, but fun too. I remember that I'm in a battle, but also that I have to have fun with it. A lot of that comes down to how you perform also in competitions, in meets, or in dance battles. You have your own style competing against the opponent, and that's what I like to bring in artistic gymnastics with my dancing, especially my floor routine with my air flare. That's a breakdance move, and I was able to incorporate that in my floor routine, so it's pretty fun and interesting. And it's good for the crowd too. It is something that runs in the family. All my brothers dance. They call us the Majestic Four. I have 3 other brothers, and my 2 little younger twin brothers, Twin Bots is their account. They have 430,000 followers or more now. We're also affiliated with Dynamic Rockers, a dance crew, breakdance crew in New York. And a lot of what we learned are from some of those coaches, and that's what's got us really interested into dancing, because we've noticed the talent and the potential we have for it.
I don't know if I would ever compete on the floor apparatus or even set foot on the dance floor with Dobre Moffitt and his talent. But you can catch more of the men's gymnastics team in action this weekend against Minnesota. Laura and Taylor, I have to ask, what are your best dance moves?
Well, Chelsea, I don't mean to brag, but I do have a pretty mean sprinkler.
And my moonwalk has been comparable to that of Michael Jackson.
I could definitely use some pointers on that one. Be sure to tune in right back here tomorrow as we take a courtside show back in action as we preview the Hawkeyes' upcoming game against Northwestern.
Last time the Hawks took on the Wildcats, they fell in overtime, but look for a different result as Northwestern will travel to Iowa City.
That's it for us tonight in the sports studio. Hannah and Blake, back to you.
What's better than pancakes? Not a whole lot, but free pancakes definitely. Today, in honor of National Pancake Day, IHOP is giving out free pancakes all day. Customers can enjoy a free short stack of buttermilk pancakes, and if they feel inclined to, they can donate to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals or other charities associated with IHOP. This year's IHOP goal is to raise $3.5 million with more than 1,500 stores participating.
I don't know about you, Blake, but free pancakes for a pretty good cause. I think we should go.
Definitely. We have to hit that up.
Let's head out. Sure. That's all we have for you guys tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow at the same time.
Stay up to date with breaking news at DailyIowan.com. Thanks for joining Daily Iowan TV. Have a great night.